Tearful separation, IU struggles with emptiness as Jong Suk leaves for work abroad. Could love's brightest couple be facing their most difficult distance yet? What happens when the man who stole her heart is worlds away, and the silence of home feels heavier than ever? Is this just the ache of temporary separation? Or is something deeper unfolding behind closed doors? The tension, the longing, and the unspoken truth are already stirring a storm of emotions. Let's uncover the full story together. With red carpet revealed. The night at Incheon Airport was colder than usual. Though the calendar claimed it was spring, fans had gathered, holding banners, cameras, and phones, their excitement buzzing in the crisp air. But for IU, who stood quietly in the shadows just beyond the public's gaze, that night was not about the glow of admiration or the spectacle of celebrity. It was about goodbye. Jong Suk, her partner in love and in whispered promises, was leaving once again, this time for a long overseas work schedule that would stretch across weeks, perhaps even months. The crowd cheered as he appeared, dressed neatly in a black coat, his suitcase rolling beside him. Flashbulbs erupted. Fans screamed his name, but his eyes flickered back toward the corner where IU lingered. For a moment, the world fell away, and it was only the two of them, separated by distance even before he had boarded the plane. The image of IU standing there, hands wrapped tightly around the strap of her bag, lips trembling in a smile meant to reassure, would not fade easily. For years she had been known as the nation's little sister, the voice that soothed millions, the actress who brought life to countless characters. Yet on that night, she was simply a woman watching the man she loved disappear into the distance. When Jong Suk waved, his smile seemed to reach the cameras, but IU knew the weight behind it. His eyes lingered on her, silently apologizing for the absence that was about to stretch between them. As he passed through the gates, IU turned away, eyes glistening but dry, determined not to let a single tear fall where cameras could see. She returned home that night to a house that suddenly felt too large, too quiet. The silence echoed against the walls, filling the spaces where his laughter used to live. The chair by the window where he had often read lay empty. The mug on the kitchen counter sat unused. Even the melody of her guitar sounded hollow without his voice teasingly harmonizing alongside. In the days that followed, IU tried to drown herself in work. She rehearsed songs, filmed segments, met with her team. To the public, she smiled, laughed, and waved as though nothing had changed. But behind the scenes, those who knew her well noticed the shift. Her energy dimmed, her gaze often wandering to places unseen. The staff spoke of her moments of silence between rehearsals, her tendency to check her phone with a hopeful flicker in her eyes. It was social media that gave the first glimpse of her struggle. One night, IU posted a simple sentence: "Some nights feel colder than others." No pictures, no emojis, no explanation. Within minutes, the post exploded with comments. Fans speculated wildly. Was she referencing Jong Suk's absence? Was it a lyric from a new song? Or was it simply a confession of loneliness that had slipped through her carefully constructed walls? The hashtags trended instantly: IU alone, missing Jong Suk, tearful separation. The media, hungry for drama, latched onto the story. Headlines blared across entertainment portals. IU's cryptic post sparks concern. Fans worry over IU's lonely nights. Where is Jong Suk? Photographers began following her every move, capturing images of her sitting alone in cafes, her face turned toward the window as though waiting for someone who would not arrive. Each photo was dissected, magnified, shared thousands of times, fueling the narrative that IU was struggling with Jong Suk's absence more than she had admitted. For the fans, the sight was heartbreaking. They had celebrated the couple's relationship with joy when it first became public, calling them a match made in heaven. But now, reality of distance had painted their love story with shades of melancholy. Some fans defended her privacy, urging others not to jump to conclusions. Others confessed their own pain of separation, sharing stories of missing loved ones across borders, connecting their experiences with IU's. The world had turned her personal ache into a shared saga, a mirror reflecting the universal truth of longing. As the weeks dragged on, IU's performances became tinged with a new kind of emotion. She sang ballads. Her voice carried a weight that fans could feel in their bones. The lyrics, though written long before, seemed suddenly autobiographical. One performance, as she sang of waiting under the stars for someone to return, Cameras caught her eyes welling up. Though she blinked back the tears. The moment went viral. Comment sections flooded with words like she's singing to him. It is on that stage. This is not acting, this is real. Meanwhile, Jong Suk's life abroad was no less demanding. Paparazzi caught him rushing from airports to studios. His schedule crammed with interviews, shoots, and events. Looked polished, professional, the perfect star. Yet even in those captured moments, fans noticed the details, the way he glanced at his phone during breaks. The soft smile that crept onto his lips as if replying to a message from IU. The tired slump of his shoulders after long days. Photograph, in particular, ignited a frenzy. Jong Suk sitting alone in a hotel lobby late at night, staring at his phone with an expression both tender and longing. Caption read, "Even stars get lonely." The media speculated endlessly. Were the couple struggling to cope with the distance? Was their love being tested by the relentless demands of fame? Every whisper was amplified. Every silence interpreted. Yet, through it all, neither IU nor Jong Suk offered a public explanation. Their silence became part of the story, fueling both worry and admiration. Fans debated whether their relationship was faltering or whether their love was simply too sacred to parade before the cameras. The truth, however, was more human, more fragile than speculation could capture. Quiet apartment. IU lay awake at night, scrolling through old photos, replaying voice messages, clutching the sweater Jong Suk had left behind. Her songs became her solace, each note a message she could not send. Hotel rooms abroad. Jong Suk did the same, watching her performances online, smiling at her posts, holding on to the memories that anchored him through the whirlwind of his career. The distance was real, the emptiness undeniable. And as the weeks stretched on, the world waited with bated breath to see how this tearful separation would unfold, wondering if love could truly survive when miles and schedules stood in its way. By the time the calendar turned another page, the separation between IU and Jong Suk had already become more than just a private ordeal. It had become a cultural conversation. That millions followed with the intensity of a serialized drama. Headlines screamed updates. Fan forums buzzed with theories. And television commentators analyzed every gesture and word. What had begun as a tearful goodbye at the airport had grown into a saga of distance, longing, and the resilience of love under the harsh spotlight of fame. IU herself seemed to embody the struggle. History deepened during this time, her performances glowing with raw emotion that audiences could not ignore. Every song she sang seemed like a letter, every lyric a confession. Night, during a concert, she sat at the piano and whispered into the microphone, "This one is for someone who might be listening far away." The crowd erupted, knowing exactly who she meant. Clip went viral within hours. Captioned by fans, "A song for Jong Suk." Vulnerability drew admiration. But it also sparked worry. Was she too lonely? Could the pressure of separation take a toll on her? Journalists speculated about her health, her state of mind, her ability to cope. Yet IU remained poised. Glimpses of strength amid the cracks. In interviews, she admitted, "Some days are harder than others. Love gives me the strength to keep going." Her honesty endeared her to fans even more, transforming her pain into a shared journey. On the other side of the globe, Jong Suk navigated his own challenges. His schedule was relentless, long hours on set, endless media appearances, constant travel. Yet even in the chaos, his longing for IU seeped through. Fans caught him humming her songs during breaks, mentioning her in passing with a softness that betrayed his professional facade. In one interview, what he missed most from home, he smiled faintly and said, "Warmth." The single word ignited a storm of speculation. Was he speaking of IU? Most believed so. Their communication, though private, became part of the legend. Rumors spread that they had nightly video calls. IU sent him handwritten letters tucked into his luggage. Surprised her with flowers delivered across continents. Whether true or not, the stories painted a picture of love sustained by small, tender gestures that defy distance. Public fascination reached new heights when paparazzi captured IU at a cafe, gazing at her phone with a bittersweet smile. It spread like wildfire, accompanied by captions like, "She's waiting for his call." Fans rallied around her, flooding social media with messages of support, creating trends like "Stay Strong IU" and "Waiting for Jong Suk." For many, Their love story had become a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in a world fractured by schedules and borders, love could endure. And then came the rumors of a reunion. Whispers circulated that IU was planning a surprise visit to Jong Suk abroad. Airports swelled with fans hoping to catch a glimpse. Reporters speculated about secret flights. And social media buzzed with anticipation. Though the reunion never materialized publicly. A grainy photo emerged of Jong Suk on a video call. Expression lit with joy. The screenshot trended instantly. Fans convinced he was speaking to IU. Whether real or imagined, the narrative only deepened the allure of their story. The climax came when IU released a new ballad. A melody about distance and waiting. The lyrics spoke of nights spent alone. Of counting days until reunion. Of love that grows stronger across miles. Hailed it as one of her most powerful works. Fused with the authenticity of her own longing. Jong Suk, thousands of miles away, was spotted wiping his eyes at a fan event when a supporter played the song for him. The moment went viral. Reading, even across oceans. Their hearts beat together. Finally, after months of separation, the couple was reunited. The details were scarce, no grand public display. No orchestrated media event. But one night, fans noticed a change. IU posted a photo of a sunset, captioned simply. Hours later, Jong Suk was seen arriving back in Seoul. The timing was too perfect. The coincidence too uncanny. The internet erupted with joy. They were together again. The reunion, though private, became a collective celebration. Fans rejoiced not just for the couple, but for the resilience their story symbolized. Their tearful separation had shown that love is not weakened by distance, it is tested, tempered, and ultimately strengthened. And IU and Jong Suk had given the world something far more profound than entertainment gossip. They had given it a love story rooted in truth, vulnerability, and endurance. Their silence, their tears, their songs, and their smiles told a tale that resonated with anyone who had ever missed someone across miles. It was a story of emptiness, yes, but also of hope, a reminder that sometimes the strongest connections are those that stretch across oceans, carried by trust and the certainty of reunion. So, the saga of their tearful separation closed not with despair, but with a promise that love, no matter how distant, no matter how tested, always find its way home. In the end, what the world witnessed was not just the loneliness of separation, but the depth of love that can survive it. Quiet nights and Lee Jong Suk's busy days apart painted a portrait of longing, yet also of resilience. Their story became a reminder that even the brightest stars ache when love is far away, and that emptiness can sometimes reveal just how strong the heart truly is. As their reunion finally came, more than just two people meeting again, it was the triumph of trust, patience, and devotion. Tearful separation became a legend not because it broke them, but because it proved their love could endure anything. After the headlines fade, fans will remember this chapter as one of the most human and heartfelt stories ever told under the glare of fame. To our readers, thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. At Red Carpet Revealed, we believe stories like these are more than entertainment, they are windows into the raw emotions that connect us all. Your passion, support, curiosity keep these stories alive. And we are deeply grateful for the way you share in every joy, every tear, and every revelation. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for walking with us through this unforgettable tale of love and distance. Stay with us, because the next story may be even more surprising, moving, and unforgettable.